Hi, welcome back to the Blind LP of Eagle Eye Mysteries in London. So today, our partner is Jake and we're going to take on case of the Blitz Beryls. So it's about gemstones. Did something get stolen? Oh, Nigel. I say, Jake and Starkaze, your Uncle Basil's got a puzzle. It's a code, I think. Can you come around and help him out? Code? I wish Jennifer were here. She really loves that kind of thing. Relax, Nigel, we'll be right down. Where did Jennifer go? Shopping? Okay. Alright, what's your puzzle, Uncle Basil? Oh, Starkaze and Jake. A friend of mine is writing a book about Blitz. When the Nazis bombed London 50 years ago during World War II, he sent me this old letter he found. Have a look. What's the Blitz? The letter my friend found was written by Roscoe Fishwick to his sister Fiona. Like many children, Roscoe was sent to live in the farms and villages outside of London during the Blitz, but Fiona stayed in the city. The best thing about the letter is that it contains a message that Roscoe wrote in secret code. I've done some calling around and found where Roscoe Fishwick is now. I'd love it if you two went over there. Maybe he'll remember the secret he told his sister so many years ago. Here's the secret code that Roscoe left. Each of these little figures must stand for a letter. These little pictures of guys, they're like little picture of guys with flags, but we'll need some kind of a key to the code he used before we can decipher it. Let's keep our eyes open, Starkaze. Okay. This is the old letter that Roscoe Fishwick wrote to his sister. Dear Fiona, the house is very big and Mrs. Saltcoats is nice. I have hidden Uncle Jack's marbles where Hitler will never find them because Mom told me to. Only you and I know where they are. Hurry up and defeat Hitler so I can come back home. Watch out for the big bangs. Your loving brother, Roscoe. Alright. Okay, so we have two locations. We'll go Imperial War Museum, okay. Oh, I should have read that. This museum has a special exhibit called the Blitz Experience. It helps people understand what London was like when Germany and Britain were at war in the 1940s. Maybe they have some information about codes too. Okay, the plane. Fighter planes like this Spitfire were the most effective defense against the Blitz. What's Blitz? During the height of the bombing, British pilots flew around the clock to intercept the German bombers. Okay. In the early part of World War II, Germany was winning. German armies drove deep into Russia and conquered most of Europe except for Great Britain. When they conquered France, the Nazis were able to set up bases for their airplanes that were very close to England. The English Channel, the arm of the ocean that separates England and France, is very narrow. Then the Nazis tried to conquer Great Britain. The German Air Force, which was called the Luftwaffe, sent hundreds of airplanes to bomb English cities. London was the most important target. Bombs fell on the city almost every night. Wow. Londoners called the attack the Blitz. Okay, here we go. Taking the name from the German word Blitzkrieg. I don't know how you pronounce it, but yeah. Blitzkrieg means lightning war. The Germans said that because they struck as fast as lightning. The Germans hoped the Blitz would make the English give up, but the plan backfired. The Blitz made the people of England angry and more determined than ever to keep fighting. The Germans were forced to give up their plans to conquer England. Even though the Blitz destroyed large parts of London, the English people had won the Battle of Britain. Eventually, Germany lost the war. It is a big advantage in wartime to be able to keep your plans secret. Armies almost always use codes to try to keep other people from reading their messages. Okay. In the simplest codes, one letter or symbol stands for a letter in the real message. In the backwards alphabet, for example, where Z stands for A, Y for B, and so on, HVXIVG and VVGRMT means secret meeting. People who work trying to decode messages are called cryptologists. They often are very good at math, languages, or puzzles. Okay. The work of cryptologists can be very important. In World War II, a special group of Polish and English cryptologists solved the Germans' most secret code, something which seems impossible to do without computers. What? I'd like to know that code. After they broke the Nazi code, they could read the orders sent to the German submarines. These subs were trying to sink ships going from America to England. Okay, the ships were able to go around the subs, saving thousands of lives. Okay. Stakaze, Uncle Bessel said Roscoe Fishwick ran a little tea shop here on Queen Street. I think that must be him over there. A letter of mine to Fiona. My, that does bring back memories. Painful memories, actually. You see, the Blitz cost our family quite a lot. I was 9 years old during the Blitz. I still remember watching the airplanes fly over the city, and the houses all turned to rubble, and the sky black with smoke. At night, there were searchlights and flashes from the guns and bombs. My mother was so brave, but she was crying at the same time. In your letter, you talk about a big house and Uncle Jack's marbles. What's that all about, Mr. Fishwick? That's an interesting story. When the bombing started, people began sending their children off to the country. Some people we didn't even know offered to take me, so off I went, to a place called Marlford Manor. My mum gave me Uncle Jack's marbles and told me to keep them safe. They were actually precious gems called Beryls that my Uncle Jack got in South Africa. Worth quite a bit of money, a small fortune actually. I was afraid that Hitler, the leader of the Nazis, would get the Beryls, so I hid them somewhere in Marlford Manor. The trouble is, I'm afraid I've quite forgotten where. They're still there somewhere. Okay, let's get going. Thanks, Mr. Fishwick. Maybe we can find those missing barrels for you. Come on, Stakaze. Let's grab the next train out to Marlford Manor. Okay. Here we go to the station. Okay, Marlford Manor. Marlford Manor is where Lady Edna lives. Uncle Bessel phoned ahead to let her know we were coming. Alright. To get to the Marlford Manor, we take the train south to Brighton. Okay. Welcome to Marlford, Stakaze and Jake. You remember Julia and me, I hope. Are you dreadfully tired? How nice of you to visit. We do hope you will help dear Mr. Fishwick find his barrels. Julia, do you have any idea where Mr. Fishwick may have hidden Uncle Jack's marbles when he was a boy? No, Master Eagle. Our Uncle Bessel has a piece of paper with a code on it. It has funny symbols like stickman with flags. Do you have any idea what that might mean? Semaphores, Master Eagle? What's that? Semaphores? What are they, Julia? An old kind of military code, Master Eagle, used by ships to signal one another. Perhaps one of Mrs. Saltcoat's texts in the library might tell you more about them. The library is right this way. Oh, okay. You'll find the boogie one over on the far wall. Alright, this song is pretty long. Okay. This book about military communications is pretty old. It covers telegraphing, signaling with mirrors, radio, and semaphores. Look, there's some writing in here in a lovely script. To Roscoe, with much love from your sister Fiona. So Fiona knew all about semaphores. The book has many keys to different codes. Keys tell you what code letter stands for A and what stands for B and what stands for C, so on. Mr. Jennifer told me they call them keys because you use a key to unlock a secret message, just like you use a regular key to unlock a door. Stucker said, here's a key I think we need. In semaphore, you hold a flag in either hand. How you point them signals a letter. They look a lot like the mystery drawing we got from Uncle Basil. There's a copy of the semaphore key we are dead. In our Eagle Eye handbook, let's look again at Roscoe Fishwick's code. It's a lot easier to unlock a secret code when you have the key. We are dead. Oh no! Oh no! Okay. Calm down. Alright. If I go by... okay, I'm assuming that that's A and that's T, so that there's a space bar there, then there's a T here. Alright, so AT. Because I think it only makes sense this way, because the second word is a 3-letter word, and you can see the end of the first word looks the same as the beginning of the second word, so I think it's AT, then T, then I guess this will be H, and this will be E, but I have no idea why. So at the, and after that I'm not sure. At the something, okay, do I have any repeats? Okay, for the third word, 2 letters are the same in the middle. So what word has 2 letters in the middle? At the door, at the door, D-O-O-R? I don't know. At the door. Let's see whether any of these letters will appear again. At the door? Yeah, I'm doing my own decoding. Oh, but it can't be door because there's another 2-letter words which contains the first letter of the third word. So I don't know any letter that ends with that. At the room? Okay, let's skip the third word. So there's only so much 2-letter words at the something of. But if I take F, then it will be, if I take F, it will be at the roof, at the roof of, because I think that works, because yeah, O, then it will begin with O for the 4th word, and then F, no. It would have looked like this, at the roof, or at the something on the something, I think on, at the on the wait, let me try that. Let me just try that. At the what on the something, I don't know. At the roof or the steep. No, we do not have a key. Okay, let me see whether Eagle Eye Mysteries in London has a key. Okay. Alright, I found a key. I found a key. I think I found a key. Alright, so I was right. This is A. Then this is T. I'm right. So T-H-E. Let me just make sure I'm right. Okay. At the 6. That's really weird. At the foot. At the foot. At the foot of at the foot of the looks like P, maybe P of the P. Then we have somebody U. That's weird. That would look really weird. Let's find out what's the last letters first. Queen. At the foot of the Queen. Okay. Whoa, that was difficult. Okay, there we go. You're right, Stakazi. The message says at the foot of the Queen. Which Queen did he mean by that, I wonder? This? Is this a Queen? No? Okay. Maybe let me see the vase first. Stay away from the Queen, please, Miss Master Eagle. It is a beautiful plant prized by Lady Edna. Do be careful of its delicate flowers. Oh, don't be a badger, Julia. They won't spoil our beautiful Queen's tears. We planted it years ago, just after we moved here in 1972. And Julia and I both love it to pieces. Don't we, Julia? So you seem to know all about Mr. Fishwick, Lady Edna? Of course, I inherited this manor from my mother in 1972. She and Roscoe's mother searched the place many times for the Beryls, but could never find them. It's become a kind of legend. I'm afraid it's quite a big place, and the back of Beryls is quite small. But money isn't everything, and as Roscoe said the last time he was here, he's right, of course. Why doesn't someone ask Fiona Fishwick? According to the letter, she also knows where Roscoe hid the Beryls. Oh dear, didn't Mr. Fishwick tell you? I'm so sorry. Fiona Fishwick is dead, dear. She was killed in the Blitz. Oh, that's sad. Wow, they don't have gardens like this back in the Ridgeview. Have a poke about, darlings, and if you find Mr. Fishwick's barrels, do give us a shout. What is this? I think I've seen this tree before. I'm not surprised. That's a yew tree. It's a celebrated tree in England. They used to make longbows from yew wood, and it's a superb tree for hedges and topiary. Topiary? Isn't that a kind of pudding? No, dear. Topiary is the name for shrubs carefully shaped to look like people, objects, or animals. It's almost as if a gardener carved the shape out of a bush by trimming it carefully. They are like living statues. I think this tree was trimmed to look like something once upon a time, some kind of chess piece as I recall. A chess piece? I wonder which one, a rook, a bishop, or a queen? It doesn't look like anything I know. The statue depicts a medieval knight posing with sword and shield. Personally, I have always fancied that the Beryls are under this knight. I suppose there's no really good reason to think so, though. Lady Edna, we have a question. When Roscoe Fishwick's mother found out he had lost the Beryls, was she really upset? Did he get punished? I don't think so. Everyone knew he was just trying to help. These days, the Fishwicks just kid each other about it. Worse things happen in war than just losing some money. True. Very true. Lady Edna, what's that funny tower-like building? That's a birdhouse for doves. We call it a dovecote. But it hasn't had doves in it for 100 years. When my mother first moved into this house, it was a huge beehive. She couldn't stand the bees, so the beekeeper came and moved the queen bee and all her little workers off to some other manor. That was many years before the war. Now it's empty. But I think it looks charming in the garden. Don't you? Many years before the war, so maybe this has a good chance of having the Beryls under it. Oh, we have one more place. All right. We may be able to help him. Or not, I'm not sure. Stakaze, let's cheer up Mr. Fishwick with some good news. I think we may help him find his lost Beryls thanks to his sister's letter. I've been trying once again to remember where I put Uncle Jack's marbles. I brought out these old photographs to help me remember. Don't feel bad, Mr. Fishwick. We'll help you find the Beryls. Those old photos look very interesting. Here's a picture of me at the time, out in the manor garden. It was taken in the fall of 1940. Yes, that's a garden we visited at Marlford Manor, all right. It looked different back then. And I also wanted to show you a picture of my sister Fiona. I'm very sorry that she died, Mr. Fishwick. It was many years ago, but I still remember her and miss her. She worked at a military office in London, coding and decoding messages. It took a direct hit from a bomb and she was killed. I think that if you do ever find those Beryls, I'll use the money to start a program to promote peace. I think she would have liked it. That's nice. So do we solve it now? Or is there anything else? Give me a moment. Okay, time to solve it. Let me just look at the stuff. So it may be the U tree. Maybe the U tree. I'm gonna solve. Alright, so let's find things related to the U tree. Okay. Firstly, foot of the queen. Picture was taken a tree trimmed to resemble a huge chess piece. Says the U tree was okay. That alright. So now what we need is, this is not necessary. Alright, so we have nope. Flowering plant, no. Roscoe Fishwicks. Over the years, no one has found them. The Beryls. We might need this. And anything else? In 1940, the English Channel, no. Okay, I don't need those. Hope the Blitz, nope. People, nope. Inherited, no. Over the years, many people have searched. Those are good clues. Whether you think the Beryls are hidden, I just randomly chose one.
You got it!
You got it! The Beryls from the Blitz were buried under the yew tree. The first thing we needed to do was solve young Roscoe's cipher. We found out that the code was really semaphore, a system of pointing out flags in different directions to send messages between ships. When we solved the code, the message read, "At the foot of the queen." Now which queen was young Roscoe talking about? We knew it couldn't be the Queen's Tears. Shop inside the manor, it was planted many years after the war in 1972. When we heard that bees were once kept in a birdhouse, that seemed to be the answer. Roscoe could have put the Beryls at the foot of the queen bee, but the bees were gone long before the war, that's right. In this old photo, what do we see behind Roscoe? A tree shaped like a chess queen. That must be the queen he meant. We told Mr. Fishwick to dig around the foot of the old yew tree, and did we find it? A lost fortune in rare South African Beryls was unearthed today after work by us of the Eagle Eyes agency revealed where the jewels had been buried since the... Wait, what is this? Old something. Is it Jennifer? Looks like Jennifer. I could be wrong. London Blitz. Roscoe Fishwick, grateful owner of the Beryls, announced he would use them to start a peace foundation in honor of his sister Fiona, who was killed in London during the war. Stakaze and Jake cleverly deciphered a coded wartime message and used an old photograph to recreate the scene and determine exactly where the Beryls would be. After 50 years of searching, we dug them up in 10 minutes thanks to the Eagle Eyes. Enthused Lady Edna Saltcoats, owner of the property where the Beryls were hidden. As a reward, I have asked them both to come and spend a week at the Marlford Manor. I do hope they come. The detectives reportedly said they would if they weren't busy on another case. The end. Alright, so that was a pretty good case in my opinion. Quite nice, quite refreshing. So in the next case, we'll be doing the case of the siege skullduggery. And so until the next time, thank you for watching and goodbye.